All right, and 365 Days of Horsemanship, day 96. Another pretty good day today. I just finished a 12-hour shift, so a shorter day today, but I definitely feel like I am in a better place with my mindset about my time. So I came up and the thing that I needed to do on my list was hosing Mia, and it was nice to have a task that, needed doing to kind of focus my attention on. And so initially I thought I would try the freedom-based training attitude, but unfortunately the field is slightly bigger than it was, and she's now able to get all the way away from the hose. So that didn't really work out. And so instead I halted her, which actually went just really nicely. She's definitely more interactive with me at the moment. I suspect that is 80% because she's in quite a small area and she's quite bored. So when I'm coming, there's more motivation to be interested in me. But I halted her and just brought her back over and initially just allowed her to walk. I didn't allow her to trot because obviously she's injured. So I just would like a little wiggle on the rope, but she was it was okay for her to walk just until she felt like she didn't need to walk anymore. And just had the hose near her, and then when she stopped I took the hose away, and just waited a couple of seconds and then put it back again. And she was frozen for quite a long time, just standing still. And so I was doing some itching. I was itching some of her itchy spots while I was hosing her leg. And that was really, I think, a good thing to just reinforce that positive association. And then after some time, she started to come out of it a little bit. And she was changing focus a lot. And it was kind of like when she would change the focus, I would take the hose away just for like one breath or one moment. And then I would put the hose back again. And then when she changed focus again, I would take the hose away. And she was definitely doing more and more focus changes until at some point she licked and chewed. And so I stopped altogether with the hosing, which was good. I think it was good. I feel like, I upped the level of training and reduced the level of freedom because this was a task that needed doing, but within those boundaries, I still gave her as much freedom to feel the way that she wanted to feel as I possibly could. And I kept the conversation about her and the way that she was feeling rather than about like timing how long I was hosing for, or feeling like there was, some end goal to the task that was somehow more important than the conversation that we were having. And I think that worked out really well and made for a really nice feeling. So I'm really happy with how that went. Then I went and saw Lawrence, and that was like just super quick with him. He came over to see me as well. I think initially because he thought there was food, but then he saw me and he knew there was no food, and I know that he knows when there's no food. And he still came, and that was nice. And we had a little scratch, and then we had a little massage just on his left hind, around his left hip, and he licked and chewed, and I just left it there because I didn't want to get into a situation where I needed to stay for longer because I want to go home and go to sleep. I got to be at work at 6:30, so I definitely want to make sure that I'm well rested today. So yeah, so it was good, and I think it was really, I think accepting things for how they are is really important at the moment to me. And also, I think just not staying for too long, like having better timing with when I'm leaving. Not being, I think it's so easy to, like, for me to hang my soul on, every session and how the horse is feeling, and, did I get that amazing, or I'm worried that, like, if I leave too soon, then, I feel guilty about that, like, oh, I should stay longer, and just attaching all of these things that aren't real, like accepting things for how they are. Like, this is a process of training and association, and ultimately not every single moment can be perfect, and actually a level of discomfort, of mild discomfort, is normal and natural in life, and it's also really useful. And being able to control the level of stress is really useful. And rather than, like being there when it's good and then like staying the extra minute until things are kind of like ebbing away again and then leaving because I feel less guilty, is actually a less good time to leave, because I'm weakening that association with my presence being the good thing. And I think it's just, like remembering that ultimately, these are horses and I'm doing horse training. And just, I think being less, I guess not being less in the fairy tale, but I think just being more realistic about doing what I know is right rather than what's comfortable for me. Because what's comfortable for me is to stay, for too long until I feel like there's nothing more that my presence is doing, and then I feel okay that I can leave. But actually that's not what a leader does. And it's not helping me build those positive associations. And I think it's also about like, it's almost like when you have kids, and like kids to a certain extent, do need boundaries to feel safe. And it's important that those boundaries are soft and gentle and flexible as they need to be. But, they do need to feel like that there's the way of the world, and I think to promote that feeling of safety when I'm there, the best way to do that is for me to leave on those really good moments. So that was good. I felt like it was good. I felt like it was a good session all round. I'm really happy with how it went, and yeah, excited to keep playing with it over the next couple of weeks.